Hey everybody, this is Brad Bruce and I am here with
Jace Marsiglia.
and you're listening to the 5195 podcast.
Hello.
Oh, so funny.
I did it again, didn't I?
Should we start looking for a new intro? We've been doing that for years.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if we should. I don't know if we should do a little change, you know?
Because you know how, like, sometimes, at least back in our day, the old sitcoms,
Yeah.
every time a new season would start, you'd look forward to the new way it came on.
Exactly.
Because, you know, the kids have grown.
Yes.
Maybe they added a dog to the mix.
Yes.
You know?
Maybe we should do what all the other cool kids on the 5195 network are doing and do like a voiceover that let them introduce us.
I don't know.
You know, maybe we should play around with that idea.
Oh,
shit, we're doing a show.
Fuck. Fuck.
So, how have you been since last show?
Good. You mean after we managed to dig a legendary figure out of lore and plop them down for a questionnaire? That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that you have no idea. I know there's people that when that comes out, they're going to be there. There's no way you got him on your show.
I know. This is like if Capone's vault had stuff in it.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Because we were gearing up to be another Geraldo and going, well, we had this big cool thing planned, but no. And you know what? He delivered.
He definitely delivered. And of course, we're talking about RJ's from Spindles.
Yes. What a fun episode that was.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like, I'm always fascinated hearing his stories. You know, that's why I go there so much.
Yeah. But I mean, like, what's funny about RJ, and I love him to death, he's so casual about the fucking awesome shit he's experienced.
Yeah. Well,
He's just kind of like, oh, yeah, you know, I fucking knocked on his ass one time. Anyway.
yeah. It's fucking hilarious, man.
It is, man. But I was just thrilled that he did it.
I can't believe it. I swear to God.
I hope he comes back.
Yeah. Well, like I told you, I was talking to someone and I was like, all right, I'm trying to get RJ on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was met with, you have a better chance of getting Jimmy Hoffa on the show. So now we are, you know, it's time to get some shovels and, you know, have a little scavenger hunt. See if we can't get Jimmy on the...
I think the odds of finding him have increased dramatically.
I think so. I do. Because that was a stellar show, dude.
Yeah.
Like I am...
Or a pair of shows.
Depending on how we future shit.
I know. Yeah, future.
You know, he ruined the image. But... Because at the end of the day, I'm like, I could have cared less. I love how worried he was about me.
Yeah.
For him. He was worried that I was going to be me off the mic.
Yes.
And I was like, no, it's fine. Like, because, like, you know, he sees a different side of me.
Of course.
You know. Yeah, I think if anyone else did, they would probably...
Listenership would dwindle.
It would be bad. Or we would have, you know, some fucking way more listeners. I don't know. Who knows?
Hey, you know, everyone said the same shit about Howard Stern back in the day. And look.
That's right. Absolutely.
So.
Who knows?
Be a dick.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Be a fucking dick.
So RJ, the real story. Here it goes. Kidding.
Someone get a defibrillator ready. You probably just gave him a heart attack.
No, it's crazy. We were waiting on dinner tonight. And something popped up on my phone, and I caught a couple seconds of it. And I quickly scrolled back, grabbed your attention, and we watched a trailer together.
Yes.
And that trailer is for the new Faces of Death coming out.
Yes.
You know, there's a history with Faces of Death and us at the show. Especially if you're a longtime listener, you're very aware of the trauma that we caused by giving it to friends and making them watch it and terrifying them.
Hey, but not me no more.
Very nice. Very nice. And, you know, a handful of years ago, we were on the phone talking.
Yes.
And something was birthed over that phone call. And it turned into a Faces of Death script.
Yes. And I know we've
talked about it.
We've dilly-dallied,
especially with there's some we talked about with Romalia.
We talked about it a little bit.
I talked about your script, how much I adored it, how much I love it.
I think we kept, if you've heard us say FOD.
Yes.
I guess that was kind of our casual way to keep a lid on it a little bit.
It was until they announced this film.
Yes.
And now, because, I mean, I'm not trying to talk out of school, but when they announced that, I think we were both kind of worried.
Oh, yeah. I was.
Yeah.
I mean, I just fucking hammered this script out that I was extremely proud of.
Oh, yeah.
I really, because here's the thing. I announced this one to you, and during that phone conversation, I said, I'm thinking of doing like a Faces of Death script.
Yeah.
Only I'm not going to do Faces of Death per se. And my plot was wildly different. It was kind of more of like sort of like The Disaster Artist, something along those lines where I'm like, the stories behind the movie are so much more entertaining. And with the scant amount of information out there, a commentary on one of the Blu-rays and a book that Schwartz had written about the making of it and, some of the misadventures and all that. It's not a lot of information, but with that little bit, I wrote, I thought, a fairly clever script about the making of a cult film.
Uh-huh.
And when they announced that they were Legendary Pictures was doing Faces of Death, I'm like, well, this is a big ass fucking studio.
Mm-hmm.
And both of us were like, fuck. And I think even Richard said,
oh, fuck.
I know. And all of us were just beside ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But it was one of those deals where it was like, it was too late. I struck while the iron was cold. It was like, shit.
Yeah.
But then it started coming down the pike that this was going to be not so much a sequel, but like a re-imaging of Faces of Death. And they were comparing it to Saw. And that's when you and I were kind of like, well, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
What is this going to be?
And it took a long time.
Yeah, before anything materialized.
Mm-hmm.
And, but we took relief in the fact that it was like, oh, no, we have nothing to worry about. Ours is nothing like that. So it was like, okay, we didn't so much take it off the burner, but it was sort of like, it's safe to put the pot back on and turn the heat up a little bit,
Yeah.
But, maybe a week or two ago, there was like a teaser that was nothing. It was it was basically a bunch of images sort of tinted to where you couldn't really make out anything.
Right.
And it was just like a quick thing, and it had Dr. Francis Gross's narration over it. And it was like, okay, what the fuck was that? But at least that told us something had been done, because now we're releasing marketing.
Yeah.
Tonight was, I'm assuming, the trailer.
Yes.
And my thoughts on it are not crazy good.
No.
Am I going to see it? Yes. Will I go to the theaters? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
I don't think I'm going to waste my time.
No.
Because, and here's the thing, if this is going to get a wide release, and I'd be kind of surprised if it does. There's a part of me, once I saw Shudder was involved, there's a part of me that thinks it's going to be like a Shudder exclusive probably, and it'll go right to that streaming.
Well, yeah, because what is it? IFC?
IFC. And
Shudder and Legendary.
Yeah. Legendary's one of the reasons why I think, okay, there's a possibility this could go to theaters.
Right.
Because Legendary's behind stuff like Trick or Treat.
Right. Right.
But Shudder and IFC, if it doesn't go right to Blu-ray, it might get, a streaming premiere, which is kind of what they've been doing with like the Hell House series and stuff as of late. So if it's that, and I ever get back around to subscribing to Shudder, which isn't likely, I'll probably just wait for the Blu-ray and check it out that way.
Yeah.
But the trailer basically makes it look like the trailer, this, tell me what you thought, but Most of the trailer looked like a guy hyping himself up maybe to watch the movie.
Yes.
But then they kind of make it look like he's orchestrating snuff films in the hope of creating a new Faces of Death. And it just didn't look appealing. It didn't look scary. It didn't look particularly engaging. It was just kind of like, oh, this guy's fucking setting up a camera and orchestrating brutal murders. And to me, that's not Faces of Death.
No.
That's just, and what I said to you, I stand by. I feel like someone wrote a script about a deranged psychopath making snuff tapes, and the studio, I feel like there's studio intervention who was like, we could repackage this as Faces of Death and use the title.
Yeah, very easily. I mean,
Yeah.
it's easy to just sprinkle in some, narration and some stock footage,
Yeah,
from Faces and then call it a day.
right.
And I really feel like that's what they did. I feel like this is a major phone in.
It does feel cheap.
Yeah, it really does, And it's like, yes, I will watch it too.
Me personally, I'm such a horror nerd, as are you.
Yeah,
I will support the genre in every way, shape, and form.
absolutely.
Before I came out here, I watched like Megan 2.0 and
Right.
you know what I mean? Like shit that I'm not excited about. I'll still give a shot because we need to keep that engine lubricated and fueled. And
yes.
So any money I can pump into it, I will.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we gotta celebrate the cinema. We gotta support the cinema. Go to the movies.
Right.
You definitely got to do that. You got to keep that bloodline pumping.
Yep. I agree.
And it's
I will do that with Scream 7.
Yes.
I will go see. You guys are going tomorrow.
Yes,
which,
we are.
As of this recording is February 26th,
7th.
27th.
Yes, because it's my son's birthday.
Oh,
and that's what he wants to do for his birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when I get back home, I'm gonna take the kids.
Yes.
It'll be my son's first Scream movie at the theater, which is just fucking rad. But yeah, and 2026 is looking like a damn good year for horror.
It is. It really is.
But this one,
yeah.
Again, I personally don't believe it's gonna get a wide release.
No, I really don't. I don't see that happening because they're not. I think if they're going to do that, we would see billboards and we would see it on buses and we would see, commercials on television.
Like a bigger push.
Way bigger push. But this seems like they just want us to know it's out there so we can tune into Shudder to see it.
Well, that was kind of the vibe I got when they released the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake.
Yeah.
Just last year.
Right.
Which I picked up at Frankensons.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't watched it. But I was like, oh, it's on Blu-ray, so I just picked it up.
Yeah.
But it was one of those deals where when that was announced, I'm like, oh, fuck, we're remaking it again. Because a lot of people forget. There was, a 2010 movie called Silent Night?
Yes.
And it was like the Psycho Santa with a blowtorch.
Yep.
Loose remake, but it was a remake nonetheless.
Right.
This would be the second remake of that film. And every trailer I ever saw for it was like on Instagram. Or TikTok. Or something. I never saw it advertised on television.
Yeah.
Ever. I never saw screening times or anything.
Right.
And then it just kind of I think it came out like in November. And here we are in February and they was just kind of like, well, here it is.
Yeah.
So
that's so crazy.
I feel like that's what we're going to get with
because, here's the thing. It comes out April 10th.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're talking a couple months.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's like if you go to the IMDb, there's actors listed in the cast that don't even have character names underneath them.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird.
And then they have that dude from Stranger Things is in it.
Who's that?
I always mess up his name. Dacre Montgomery. He played Billy.
Oh, okay.
He's in it.
Is he really?
He's in Faces of Death, yeah.
Okay.
But it's crazy because the guy that got first billing, at least on IMDb, is a guy named that I don't know anything about, Nathaniel Woolsey.
Doesn't ring a bell.
And it's like when you click his IMDb, and this is what this. I recognize this coming from the indie world and then a fan of low budget horror.
Sure.
But you've got actor, sound department.
Okay.
You know, it's like it's one of those guys. It's like, well, you're not holding a boom. Read these lines.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, that's a weird, I don't know, you know, like for Legendary to get involved, you know, I have so many questions about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the first one is, who greenlit this idea? You know, because the idea was basically it's a girl that's like reviewing content for a website.
Yeah.
And then someone starts sending her videos they're making, recreating clips from quote unquote The Faces of Death movie or series.
Right. Which,
say it.
The little bit that we saw, I don't recall from any Faces of Death.
I didn't see one thing that looked familiar.
You know, I mean, granted, I don't know if they're focusing on the original or not. It looked like it.
Yeah.
But the stuff they were showing didn't look like it was from 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Mm-mm.
And those are the only 4 legit Faces of Death films.
Yeah.
Because there's 5, 6, 7, whatever. Those are like German imports that are just
right,
kind of collage-y kind of movies.
Here's the thing. My background of taking scripts and polishing them and giving them like a little more excitement or whatnot.
Sure.
I would love to read this script before I saw the movie, you know, just to kind of see where it could go, because, you know, you read that there's a guy recreating scenes from this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Cool concept.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't get the whole, a woman who's just moderating a website, it just gets sent stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
here's the thing. There's a film I saw a few months ago, which I believe was called American Sweatshop.
Okay.
And the movie was about a woman who takes a job at a company that moderates internet content for, like, I don't know, Twitter, Instagram, like socials.
Wait a minute. This is a movie you've already seen?
Yes.
With this concept?
Yes.
You're fucking lying.
No, I swear to God. It's called American Sweatshop. And she's in a room, there's just tables, and everyone's got a fucking computer up. Everyone's got headphones on.
Okay, before you go any further, let me just read the description on IMDb
Of
Faces of Death.
Okay, go for it.
A woman employed as a website content moderator comes across a series of violent videos reproducing death scenes from a film.
Okay. Look up American Sweatshop.
Yes.
And let's see what that synopsis says.
Because that's fucking crazy.
That's crazy close.
I mean, because you literally fucking, wow, dude, that's impressive, bro. That's impressive. Let's see. This is American Sweatshop 2025.
Okay.
A look at the toll of social media through the eyes of Daisy Moriarty, who, while dealing with a chaotic personal life, finds herself sucked into the underbelly of the internet. In my opinion, all they did was took that boring description of Faces of Death and gave it a punch up. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like the same shit, just told in a better way.
And even that's not crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy good. Because I watched American Sweatshop, and it's got a very intriguing premise, okay? She's at this job, everyone's at a computer, and basically they even hold like squares like you would for like fantasy football.
Okay.
As to who's going to throw up today.
Okay.
You know, shit like that. Where
right.
The stuff that they watch is so egregious.
Yeah.
That it either causes someone to break down completely or vomit.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's one of those deals. I mean, some of the funnier shit in the movie is she'll come in the morning and there was like a midnight shift and there's used tissues around her area because someone just, you know, one of the midnight crews jacking off to porn.
Oh, man.
Because that's part of their job, too, is
right.
If there's pornography, you got to flag it, wave it, get it out of here.
Okay.
And she winds up seeing a snuff film where a woman is, I mean, they don't show you much, which is kind of smart because hearing it is worse.
Yeah.
But I want to say that a guy's using like railroad spikes to crucify a naked woman.
Good Lord.
Right. So it's fucked up from the little bit you do get to see. but it starts affecting her sex life. It starts affecting, basically, it's living rent free in her head, which arguably would happen.
Yeah, totally.
Where the movie veers off course is she takes it upon herself to keep rewatching the video, sending it to Reddit boards. Do you guys know anyone in this?
Yeah.
And going down this rabbit hole where she's, at one point, she even finds the studio, quote unquote.
Okay.
And signs up to be an actress.
Ooh.
Just to be, just to see if it's legit or something. And I'm like, okay, we went from an intriguing plot about how seeing egregious online shit can fuck up your head.
Right.
To I'm going to play detective and now it's 8mm.
Yeah.
With Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you lost me now.
Right.
And, granted, the movie has these really good asides because they have like an on-site psychiatrist.
Okay.
That you can talk to if you saw something too much and whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
And one character even talks about, I think he said, you're asking me if my day was okay and I watched someone put a baby in a microwave.
Fuck.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There's that. There's like a new guy. I think he's an Asian dude. And he's watching this video and again, brilliantly, they're focusing on his face, his expressions, while you hear a dog yelping and crying. You don't see what it is, but he literally gets up, leaves without asking, goes home and just hugs his dog in the floor. And it's like little moments like that where you're like, wow, this is kind of heavy.
Well,
this is fucked up. But they ditch the cool psychological shit to go on this like thriller route. And it doesn't pay off. To me, it doesn't pay off. And she behaves like nobody in their right mind would.
Right.
You and I have seen so many fucked up things on the internet. I've never thought to put a sleuth cap on and just go out and, I wonder, that cartel video was pretty fucked up. Why don't I just mosey on into Mexico and see what's up?
Yeah.
It's one of those deals where I'm like, now it's turning into something it shouldn't be. But like 50% of the movie's good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This Faces of Death sounds literally like that, only are we going to do the cat and mouse thing where this masked killer, we did see a masked killer, is stalking the chick who's watching these videos, or
That's, in my opinion, very weak.
It is weak, but it also feels like something that was not meant to be.
Right.
Because Dimension started like a direct-to-video line of Hellraiser movies. Okay?
Yes.
And because Bloodline, I believe, was the fourth and final to go to theaters.
Okay.
So starting with Hellraiser Inferno, we get Hellraiser Inferno, we get Hellraiser Hellseeker, Hellraiser Deader, and then I think Hellraiser Hellworld, which is like 5, 6, 7, 8. They all came out in kind of a cluster.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were mostly shot in like Romania. Okay. They all star Doug Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
They all have Cenobites. They all have the puzzle box. One of them even brings back Ashley Lawrence.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I found out way later, all of these were scripts that had nothing to do with Hellraiser. Dimension, the Weinsteins, whoever, saw the potential to sort of shoehorn Cenobites and Pinhead into it and create a Hellraiser film.
Whoa, okay. Okay.
Now, here's what's funny. To me, one of the things about Hellraiser that a lot of people don't realize is that the first couple, even though he's featured prominently, Pinhead's like a very small part of these movies. He's just sort of like Hell's cop. And he shows up kind of like for the finales, really. And in these particular movies, it's almost like Candyman or even like Rod Serling. It puts our protagonist through hell, and then at the end, Pinhead will show up almost as a host and be like, this is why we've been summoned, and it's like Doug Bradley's probably got like 10 minutes of screen time in each of these movies just to sort of wrap it up and bring the twist and plot together to show you how this connected the victims to the Cenobites.
Yeah.
But it was like none of these 4 direct-to-video movies, to my understanding, were written expressly to be Hellraiser films. They were tailored, and it was to keep licensing. you know.
Gotcha.
So that was sort of like, I started going through like a rabbit hole of what movies weren't meant to be, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I come to find out of 5 Die Hard movies, 4 of them were scripts that were not Die Hard.
Wow, no shit.
First 2 Die Hard movies are based on novels,
Okay.
unrelated novels. Third Die Hard was a terrorist movie called Simon Says.
Okay.
Because you remember Simon.
Right.
And then Live Free or Die Hard was a movie called Fire Sale about what was happening, like a hacker who could get into public transit and all that shit.
Right.
All 4 of those initial Die Hard movies were unrelated projects that they were like, you know what? This sounds like a job for John McClane.
Holy shit.
And they just made Bruce Willis the star of their Die Hard movies now.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind. And it's like, I still don't know. You know, I'm looking at your shelves and I'm like, I wonder how many of these movies were meant to be what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that now, when I see a trailer like Faces of Death, like we watched earlier, I'm like, I bet you this wasn't supposed to be Faces of Death.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you it wasn't. I mentioned 8mm. Did you know there's an 8mm too?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen the second one.
Okay. So the second one is about a politician who has kind of a scandalous 3-way sex thing with his wife. You know, they invite another chick into their bed.
A chicken?
Yeah, like a bagok.
Callback. Okay.
They invite another chick into their bed.
A chicken?
Yes, bagok. Someone filmed it.
Okay.
And is now blackmailing them. And to find out who's blackmailing them, they kind of descend into this world of like underground sex.
Wow.
So there's a lot of tit, a lot of ass, a lot of humping.
Okay.
No 8mm films, by the way. The movie's called 8mm.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the movie's
So
called
it's just
8mm.
about blackmail then?
It's just it's like a political thriller, an erotic political thriller. And, you know, even their little 3-way scene was like a digital camera. So I'm like, there's not even 8mm film in the movie. 8mm 2. You know what I mean?
They should have called it High 8.
Yeah, exactly. I hate DVR.
Yeah.
Whatever.
VHS.
But it's like, you know, I started kind of reevaluating certain movies and I'd find out that, yeah, this is just studio shit. Someone just said, slap the name on it. You know,
that's fine. I mean, you know, and nothing surprises me with the studio.
No,
so
no, not at all. But that's the vibe I'm getting from Faces of Death.
yeah. You know what? I wasn't until you said it.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't. Because I was just like, I literally thought it was, you know, they somehow acquired the licensing and were like, fuck, we might as well do something with it. We own it. Let's just make a Faces of Death movie about what I don't know.
Clearly by people who never watched the old one.
Yes.
Whatever.
And, yeah. And, you know, fucking maybe someone was watching that fucking Sweatshop movie you were talking about and was like, hey.
Feels like it.
I got a good idea. You know, but the thing is like, I don't understand the killer. Who's he going after? Is he going after the girl? Is he going after someone? Are those the videos he's sending?
Are we just torturing people to torture her by watching it? And I'll even go back further. When this was first announced, they were, I believe, initial descriptions rumored something to the effect of Dr. Francis B. Gross being the next Jigsaw. He's orchestrating these deaths for a Faces of Death documentary he's making, which I guess in a meta way would have resulted in the Faces of Death that we know and love. And
it makes more sense than what we saw.
It makes more sense, but at the same time, we're trying to turn it into Saw.
Yeah.
And I don't want Saw.
Terrible idea. By the way. But I mean, it makes more sense than what I saw tonight.
Sure. But at the same time, Faces of Death, you know, whether it's 70-30 to fake versus real footage, most of the stuff shown was cultural. It was nature. It was cops, you know, shootouts, plane crashes, train crashes. It wasn't like deliberate murder for the sake of a documentary.
No.
It was like, and you know, like I said, even if it's fake, it was purportedly based on an actual event that they recreated the way we would with like unsolved mysteries and shit
Right.
like that.
Right.
Even if you were having him remake Faces of Death as like a psychopath, what are you doing? Are you orchestrating accidents? Are you, because like, you know, there's like tribal shit in there. There's, you know,
there's no real
kosher
murder.
No. And I mean, the murder that is in the movie is, you know, there's the scene with the cult, you know, the cannibal cult. There's the police shootout where a guy like murdered his family. And these are all supposed to be happenstance. You know, the camera was just there at the right time. And none of what they showed today was that. It was, I'm a psycho, I'm filming murder, and I'm sending it to somebody as a means to fuck with their head, I guess, or torture them or whatever. And it's just, I can't help but look at it and be like, you just wanted the name. That's all it is. It's just a name.
That was it.
And it's not going to do anything. I doubt we're going to see any uptick in Faces of Death merchandise. We're not going to, I don't think we're going to see any re-releases.
No, that's always been there.
It's, So, I mean, it's just another confusing thing for fans who are coming up.
Right.
You're going to be, I heard of Faces of Death. Oh my God, we got to go see this. And then you hunt down the old one and you're like, what the fuck is this? That's why I was pissed at, like, I remember when they remade Fright Night. I was like, you got to be shitting me.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and it was like, okay, this is kind of a fun vampire movie, but why'd you call it Fright Night?
Yeah.
It's not Fright Night. The Chucky remake, the Child's Play movie. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun little AI psychotic robot movie. It's not a Chucky movie.
Mm-mm.
Why'd you call it Child's Play? You know what I mean? So it's just, I feel like that's what we're getting. So even if it's good, I'm still going to come away from it like, why'd you call it Faces of Death?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, wasn't there also a movie, there was a De Niro movie about snuff film guys. Was it called 15 Minutes? Early 2000s, maybe? It was like De Niro and a guy were like investigating. I think they were like these Russian psychopaths who got a camera and was like uploading videos of like murder.
Yeah, Robert De Niro, Edward Burns.
Yes.
15 Minutes. Wow, 2001.
Okay. I knew it was on, you know, considerably older, 25 years apparently.
A homicide detective and a fire marshal must stop a pair of murderers who commit videotaped crimes to become media darlings.
That's what it was. They were trying to get their 15 minutes.
So it was Nightcrawler before Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Yep. So this isn't territory we haven't charted.
Right.
You know, I'm like,
but I think you know what? My problem is you sort of touched a holy grail item.
Yeah.
And you sort of bastardized it a little bit.
Yes.
And that's not cool.
No.
You know, and I am very curious, and I would love for her to get a hold of us, but his widow, John's widow.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just curious as to what she thinks. You know, did she have something to do with it? You know, was she a producer? Was she like, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, did
they just frost her out?
Did they even give John fucking credit?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. Like, none of this makes sense to me.
No.
Like, none of this makes sense to me. Like, I don't understand why we even have this movie right now.
No.
It's not like it's in the fucking mainstream or it's, you know, it's always constantly out there, like you said. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, I've probably seen it more over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Because, you know, yeah, there was a point where someone online found Faces of Death at Walmart.
Yeah.
You know, like one of the new Dark Sky releases or something. And I'm like,
right.
I never thought I'd see the day.
Yes.
You know, but.
And I did run to Walmart to try to find it, and I could never find it in the store.
Right. And I want to say they even re-released maybe the box set at Walmart, like in a thinner case. Because my Faces of Death collection, it's about the size of a VHS. It's
right.
thick.
Right.
It's about a 4-disc set, maybe, something like that. And these look like slim cases that were just like, they probably just cobbled them all onto 1 or 2 discs.
Right.
But seeing Faces of Death in a Walmart is probably as mainstream as I thought it would go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it was always something underground. Blockbuster wouldn't even carry it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It
right.
was just, it was too taboo even for the corporate rental places. This was a mom and pop title.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah, I don't understand the point.
Same.
And the thing is, if someone wanted to take up the mantle, much as I loathe to say it, there's plenty of actual carnage on the internet now that you could put together as like a Faces of Death, whatever, Faces of Death, New Millennium, whatever. Because it's just seeing the type of things that Faces of Death was offering you, you could stumble upon on accident now, just traversing the internet. So the whole shockumentary subgenre is already kind of obsolete.
Yes.
So on the one hand, I understand maybe fictionalizing it. On the other, why?
Absolutely.
What's the point? You're not even being derivative. You're just trying to make something that it's not.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man.
And I think that's the problem I have with it most. You know, it's like, just honestly,
like, why? Who gives a shit?
And you know what it is too? It's because like the shit that like we developed and created. I mean, I'm just going to fucking say it. Like, it's 1,000 times better than what this movie is.
Sure.
And anyone out there who actually is a fan of Faces of Death on any level, I think the script that you wrote, I think that deserves to get the treatment that this one did. You know, this movie needs to be made. Yeah. Like, it really, really does.
No, I'm very proud of it. And I also, even though it's, you hear Faces of Death, you're like, oh, Jason wrote another horror script.
Right.
It feels more like a drama.
It's a drama.
And that's way outside of my comfort zone.
It's a drama for sure.
And
of course the elements are there.
Yeah, but we're watching how they fooled generations, got people talking, debating, you know. And yeah, no, I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Like out of, you know, all the scripts I've ever written and the scripts you've sent me that you've written, there's a handful that I feel like they genuinely deserve to be, you know, made. And Faces of Death is definitely one of them.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's just it's a solid movie that shows a man that risked everything.
Yeah.
Because of love, not even money.
Yeah.
Like, you know, according to his book, he was never driven by the dollar.
No.
He was driven by the love of making this stuff.
Yep.
And that's what you captured in this script. And just like the ideas like I was having of being able to kind of transition from regular time to film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just the look of the movie in the film. You know, when they start rolling, shoot it on 16 millimeter.
Exactly.
You know, so everything has that grain and that realness look to it. You know, and then when they're behind the scenes, when it's a movie, it's a movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it looks the way
the scope is wide
digital.
again and digital, you know, yeah.
Yeah, because that script is a fucking journey. And I will be honest when I say that's one of your scripts that I revisit often, just because the impact of Dawn of the Dead on me, like I said, because of my brother and, you know, him letting me see it for the first time. And also telling me, like my brother, it's funny. Even though back then in the 80s, they never really came out and said it was fake.
No.
They just kind of like, you know, tight lips. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. And you'd have to be kind of a cinephile to notice why this or that was fake.
Yes.
Or to question it at least.
Right.
You know?
And the one thing that I did question when I was a kid was the shootout that had supposedly taken place in LA. Yeah. The guy that murdered his family. And the reason why I questioned it was just because of the bullet hits. Yeah. Like the bullet hits on the house. And it's like they were all just shooting through the window. Yeah. And nothing was hitting the house. And then when he did come out after they tear gassed, he was hit with a fucking barrage of shots. Yeah. Including 12 gauges. Yes. And not one impact on his person. And you would see that. You would see the shirt move in a weird way. Shirts always tend to move in a weird way when a body is hit.
Yes.
You know, and then there's the instantaneous drop because of the loss of muscle use.
Yeah.
So you literally just fall straight down wherever you're at like a tree.
Yes.
When you're struck. It's just boom. Sometimes they collapse in on themselves and bounce up and then over.
Yeah.
And he very cinematically fell and rolled. Yes, and he did the roll into the yard.
And you mentioned the 12 gauge. You would have seen a chunk of the guy come
yes.
off. I mean,
yeah, it would have ripped open. So that, as a kid, I was like, I don't think that's real. Yeah. You know, and then that made me question, well, what else could potentially fake?
Of course.
And then, you know, as I got older and I would watch it, you know, you can see the cutaways when they're like beating the monkey's brains in.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the cutaway of what it is. And I was like, oh.
Who's shooting the people?
Yeah, I get it now. Then to come to find out, like, they shot it at this little spot in somewhere in like Glendale or some shit. Or somewhere weird, you know?
Wasn't even like a Mediterranean.
No, they shot it here. And the same thing with like the electrocution. Mm-hmm. Like that was at like his apartment upstairs, you know, and he was like, I don't know if he was a janitor or something that worked in the building or some shit.
Oh, the
inmate.
The inmate, yeah.
Which he looked like a fucking inmate.
He did.
He looked like a guy that was about to die.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the one that I did always believe it. You know, because even the blood, it was so crimson. And, you know, dark.
It was dark blood, yeah.
You know, and I was just
it didn't look like movie blood.
No, it didn't. And the way it flowed, you know, and like him spitting and stuff.
And there was nothing particularly over the top cinematic about it. Like
not at all.
If they wanted to, you could have saw his eyes bug out.
Yes.
All that shit.
Yeah.
But no, it was like they cooked him. He foamed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw blood run from under the tape.
Right.
And that just felt very... Yeah, that's probably how it is. Yikes. Mm-hmm. You know, the one that I always questioned was the alligator attack.
Right.
Because they sort of make it look like it's the news. So it's like a news broadcast. There's a gator out here and we're going to take a look and see this game warden wrestle it up, you know. And we've all seen news footage. Suddenly this guy gets yanked into the water and we've got multiple shots from across the pond, up close, far away. We're seeing people pull their kids away. There's moms covering their kids' eyes.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck is all this coverage coming from?
Right.
If it was one static shot, I would have bought it, you know, but it's like, this is a highly edited scene and we're not getting a lot of anything.
Right.
We're catching glimpses of, there's teeth. There's the guy, he looks like he's screaming. And then eventually they just pull the guy on shore and cover him with a blanket and call it a day. And it's just like, that's early on in the film too, I believe. Mm-hmm. I think that's relatively half an hour, 40 minutes in. And I just remember even young thinking, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the things that I thought were real wound up being fake, like the piranhas eating a snake.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just nature footage. No, the piranhas were attacking something completely different. And then he rented out a snake skeleton and let it drip in the water. And I'm like, that's fake. Because it just seemed like the most basic thing.
It did, yeah.
He even said in his book that he was shooting nature shit, or he had access to nature shit. So I just assumed that was real. I thought the pit bull fight was real. Turns out they're just trying to fuck. That was it. It was like, and they put fake blood on him.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm like, well, he fucking went to a dog fight. It's illegal, but he could have filmed this in Mexico. He could have filmed this in Brazil.
Yeah.
So the things that I thought were just casual.
I know.
And it was just one of those things where I'm like, it's not even like extreme, you know, it's not even like the alligator death or the electric chair.
Right.
It's just stuff I thought was nature. And even that was fake. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought it was funny because I'm just, you know, I look at it
that
like,
turns into it just being part of the charm.
It is. And it's like, dude, you know, you can't help but look at that movie and go, this came out in 1978 and people 40 plus years later are still debating it.
Yeah.
Or discovering new things, or to me, the series is quote unquote dead, no pun intended, after 4.
Yeah.
We're done. Because there's nothing else. And then you get into like your Traces of Death stuff, which is totally separate thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'll be honest, man. I rarely go past 2.
Really?
Yes. I feel like those are the ones for me.
I love 2.
When they started getting the guy with the big bug eyes that talked fucking all crazy.
Dr. Flellis.
Yeah, I'm just like, it was so comedic.
It's too much.
I'm like, it was like, this is an SNL skit of Faces of Death.
It is. And that's the director's brother.
Yeah.
Dr. Flellis.
Yeah.
He gets introduced in the worst of Faces of Death.
Uh-huh.
And there's a scene in the worst of Faces of Death. He's on like an oxygen tank. He's dying, and whoever's interviewing him says something about, do you fear death the way your predecessor, Dr. Gross? And he, with complete sincerity, says, of course I fear death. I soil my pants at the very thought of it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then honestly, Faces of Death 4 has probably my favorite line out of all of them. To me, it's like a Hallmark card. He goes, I always laugh at my colleagues who talked about the beauty and sanctity of life. He goes, I usually pull out these pictures. That usually shuts them up.
Yes. Yes.
He's such a dick.
Uh-huh.
He plays such a dick, but he's no Francis Gross.
He's not.
You said, he's a bug-eyed cartoon. And it's goofy, but Faces of Death 4 is probably the only one since the first one. No, probably the second to feature genuinely real fucked up footage.
Mm-hmm.
That one's more like a 50-50.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Because the stuff that's fake literally looks like Unsolved Mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
You get the...
Yeah, they weren't even trying.
No, you get the bungee guy. Somebody catch me.
Yeah.
And he jumps off the roof and you hear him go, ugh.
Yeah.
Like when the stiff mannequin hits the ground.
Yeah.
There's that. And I will give them the junkyard though, because they said that they got a real amputee to look, they basically put a fake leg. It's supposed to be like a car. What was it?
It was a brake drum.
It was a brake drum that landed on his leg
and cut it. Yeah.
Cut it. And they said that, it's pretty grisly because it convincingly looks like from like his knee down is hanging on by like a thread of flesh. Yes. And when they pull him off, there's nowhere for him to hide that leg.
No.
And then come to find out they knew an amputee and he writhed around for probably a cheeseburger and a Coke one day. But it was just, I don't know. I'm amused by all of them, but 1 and 2 are the only ones that seem to have a real message.
Right.
And even those were stupid.
Yeah.
Because
they were.
It's funny to me, like Schwartz, him and his fucking music.
Yes.
Because the first one, there's God, what is it? God doesn't live here anymore.
Jesus doesn't live here anymore.
Jesus doesn't live here anymore while a guy's running around in flames.
Yes.
You hear, it's like Dixieland music when you see actual real footage of a woman jumping from a building, and she doesn't jump until you hear a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Yep. And it's like, come on, John.
Yes. Yes.
But the one that really gets me is the second one where they show the corpses up in the Alps and you're hearing the yodeling music.
Yes,
yodel,
dude.
Yodel, yodel. And I'm like, what the fuck are
that
you
is
doing?
Fucking insane.
It's nuts. But it's, that was John, though.
It was John.
And
God,
I think,
God rest his soul, man.
Is it the second or third where he's cutting from like chickens being processed in the factory to people, like close-ups of people just munching KFC?
I think that's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 3. Yeah.
But it's just, they were what they were. They're notorious.
Mm-hmm.
And they were a rite of passage for horror fans.
They absolutely were.
And this movie...
This is sad, dude.
This doesn't feel like anything.
No, this feels like they are tarnishing his legacy.
I feel like it. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not... And the thing is, this isn't sour grapes. I'm not like, oh, well...
No, because, hey, here's the thing, bro. Even though there's a script that we're attached to, if they would have done it right, I would have been like, fuck, good for you guys.
Yeah.
And I would have been there and I've been like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Same.
You
and
know?
you know what? Devil's advocate, it could be good.
It could be.
It could be a good horror film, but
It could be.
the trailer, I'm not impressed, and I don't see the point yet. I don't see any reason why we should.
Hey, man, I saw no fucking similarities. Or they're like, oh, that's that clip. Or, oh,
Right.
shit, that's that one.
Because
You know,
I at
it's
least
like,
thought.
what the fuck?
I at least thought, are you going to put like a cool story behind familiar
Right.
themes?
And I saw nothing like that.
No, this just looks like another Saw.
And you're absolutely right. And like I said, if it is this guy doing this and then coming after the girl, man, that's fucking weak.
It is. It's just a cat and mouse
That's so
slasher
weak.
movie now.
Yeah.
You know.
I definitely would want to try to reach out to, I think her name is Karen
Yeah.
Schwartz, his
Yeah.
widow. Because like I heard that she's like a really amazing person too,
Sure.
you know, and I would love more than anything, even if nothing was to come of it, just to get this script in her hands.
Yeah.
Because she would be able to get that sense of what he meant to us and what the movie means
Right.
to us.
Right.
You know, because we never, in the script, he was never made fun of.
No.
You know what I mean?
You know,
Like-
I tried like hell to make everything as three-dimensional as possible. Make him someone to root for. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if she reads it and is like, no, then that's that.
Yes. Because that is the biggest critic, in my opinion, that matters most.
Of course, because no one knew John better.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, and if she's just like, yeah, guys, this ain't it.
yeah. And the thing is, I can't really fault her either because there's not a lot of info.
There's not.
So I did what I could with what I knew
Mm-hmm.
and tried to make something entertaining and thought-provoking.
Yeah.
And
No, I mean, yeah, that's the deal with that kind of shit. You don't just get to put the puzzle together. You're creating the puzzle pieces.
you have to.
You know, in the best way possible.
Right.
That makes the man, human.
Yes.
You know.
And I did, I did it. I'll admit I put in my Easter eggs.
Right.
There's a lot of Easter eggs.
Yes.
There's references to the other films and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. I did the fun fanboy shit too.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I'd like to think I tipped my hat in a respectable way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
maybe someone will see it one day. Maybe you won't. But
I really hope. I hope they do because
I still don't feel impeded anymore by
no.
whatever this is that's
No.
coming.
And man, boy, was I
Worried?
when
me
this
too.
first announced, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
I just kind of was like, well,
Yeah, because I mean, stories. I mean, that I won't talk about, but this isn't the first time this would have happened to me if this did happen.
oh, for sure.
And it's like, oh man, I mean, I got to work on a pretty, and again, I can't say names just because it's going to give everything away, but like I worked on like a pretty big movie and, gave some ideas of a story that I had written.
Yeah.
One thing led to another, and it was just like, man, there's a lot of similarities to this new movie that came out. That
Yeah.
but it's like that's the business. It happens all the fucking time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like Ed Neal, the hitchhiker
Mm.
from TCM. He
Yep.
told us a story one time about how he, they wrote The Future Kill.
Oh, yeah.
You know, about the guy with the razor hands.
Yeah.
and he gave it to like an executive or something, and he's like, let's go to lunch. And like he went to grab his script. He said, no, just leave it here. And supposedly when they went to lunch, he had his secretary take the script and photocopy it
Mm.
and then give it back to him. And then supposedly that's what turned into Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, wow.
Future Kill was made, but
Yeah. And was that Toby again or no? Toby didn't do
I don't think he did.
Because I know Ed and I believe who was Sally?
Marilyn Burns?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's attached. Could just be a coincidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, I've never seen Future Kill.
Yeah. And yeah, it was crazy.
I'm just used to the Geiger cover,
Right. And it was crazy. He was very adamant of like, don't follow in my footsteps, learn from my mistake.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I didn't.
Some of this stuff is just dice rolling.
There's no formula to this shit, you know?
No.
So it's like, yeah, dude, in closing for myself, man, I would love to do my best to get your script in the hands of John's widow, Karen.
Sure.
And then, you know, I'm wishing these new people all the best. And, you know, who knows, maybe it'll prove us wrong. But as of right now, I'm not excited at all.
I'm not going to go in with a closed mind.
No.
You know, I've learned my lesson with movies like Child's Play and stuff where I'm like, I can put aside my bias and be like, this was a fun movie.
Yes.
It's not Chucky, but it's a fun movie.
Right.
I could do that with this. I could walk away and be like, you know, it's a good snuff movie thriller thing, you know, but I'm not seeing anything yet that makes me go, ooh, Faces of Death is back.
Fuck,
you know,
dude. I know, just the logo and the fucking voice.
That's it. And I think somewhere in that trailer, you see a guy literally pull the VHS out.
Yes.
You see the old Gorgon tape.
Yeah, which that's another one I think they dropped the ball by not putting that Gorgon logo in there with Legendary and Shudder and IFC.
Yeah. No, I don't understand why Gorgon. I mean, is it because Gorgon's defunct?
I mean, nevertheless, though, it's like without Gorgon, it doesn't happen.
Sneak it in somehow.
They have to. And maybe that was them sneaking it in by using the VHS. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know, you know.
Because I don't know. I mean, Gorgon, I think it falls under the MPI label with like Dark Sky.
Yeah.
But as a...
Well, yeah, clearly, because that's why.
Right. But as an entity, I don't know if it exists anymore. And maybe that's why. You can just slap it, the logo anywhere if you want.
Well, hey, we know that Faces of Death is coming out. And it may be good, it may be bad. I don't know. But over on our website, trulydisturbing.com, we will be doing a giveaway for the Faces of Death Steelbook. Blu-ray.
Yes.
Yes. So
we have a giveaway coming up.
Yeah, we have them. And then actually we're going to start doing some giveaways ourselves on the 5195 Instagram.
Yes.
Just to kind of give back. And then, you know, get some more followers.
Absolutely, man. I mean, tell your friends and your horror buddies and non-horror buddies alike.
Yes.
You know, we try to keep it even keel here. And yeah, we do talk a lot about horror, but we're cinephiles. We're pop culture.
Hey, man.
People.
The horror, I mean, the RJ.
We love all this.
The RJ show wasn't all horror.
No, he was worried that he was going to disappoint us. Like, I don't know much about horror, man. And we're like, you don't have to.
Yeah, and that's what I kept trying to tell him. I was like, dude, it's not just, it's not a horror show.
No, it's our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's what we love probably the most.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if he went back and listened to us from the beginning, he'd know that we cover a wide net.
Yeah, well, you know, me knowing RJ for as long as I have, damn near 20 years, I'm pretty sure the first time he's ever going to listen to our show is when he listens to his own episode.
Yeah, which is fine.
Because I have given this motherfucker so many links and so many shows to listen to.
Sure, yeah.
And he always asks me, give me a link so I can listen to it. Shut the fuck up. You ain't gonna listen. I mean, maybe if we were as cool as fucking Todd Snyder, he might listen.
R.I.P.
So yeah, that's our Faces of Death complaint.
Yeah, you know.
And if anyone out there wants to make a really good one, hit us up.
Yeah. You know, we've got a pretty good bedrock.
Maybe we should reach out to Franco.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I would love to work with him, man.
Yeah.
I would. I love James Franco.
Yeah.
I do. But, I mean, Disaster Artist is a fucking great movie, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Who knows? Maybe we can get fucking Tommy Wiseau to play Dr. Francis Gross. Then fucking Franco could play John.
I was being plagued by a dream. Oh, hi, nurse.
I did not kill her. I did not. All right, man. Thank you.
Of course.
For taking this. I don't even know what you would call it.
Uncertain journey.
Uncircumcised journey.
Uncircumcised penis.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, until next time.
See you guys.